I think the speed of revolution and transformation, what I have witnessed in last couple of decades, is of the light speed. It's unbelievable. You simply cannot comprehend that such a speed can be possible in certain country. We have been witnessing all leg pulling from a certain part of the globe. His Excellency Ambassador said they're second biggest economy. Absolutely right. I have no doubt they're going to be the biggest economy in due course. All tools have been used against China. Those who observe very closely, starting from the tariff impositions from 25 to 100% on different items, semiconductors, electric vehicles. But mark my words, I have a very clear, the speed I have seen in Chinese development and progress testifies that it's not too long when China will become the super economic power.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, through the visionary leadership of the Communist Party of China, the country has not only eradicated extreme poverty, as explained and given numbers by Honorable Ambassador here, but also elevated the quality of life for its citizens and pioneered advancements across various sectors. Now, at one time, Chinese labor was considered to be very economical. I don't use the word cheap. And that's why the many industries of the world actually located from the West in China. You will be surprised to know that the per capita income and the living style has gone so high in the last decade. Pakistan labor has become cheaper than China now. Nepal labor has come cheaper than China. Bangladesh labor has come cheaper than China. That's why there was a huge discussion just 6-7 years ago of relocation of a lot of Chinese labor-intensive industries in these countries. Pakistan was one of the best candidates. I'll come to that in a minute. The sadful story of Pakistan. We take off and we just fell repeatedly. So that was the best time, 2016-17, when Jetro was saying that Pakistan is likely to be the second choicest place for foreign direct investment. When the international rating agencies were frequently upgrading your ratings. When the Morgan Stanley and the other countries were saying that forget about neighbor, look at Pakistan for investment. Anyway, it's never too late. So historically, I think we have still space, in my opinion. I'm very optimist. Some people say I'm born optimist, but my experience also says optimism, hope must prevail, because we have not seen once, but multiple times Pakistan rising, and then the political instabilities and the domestic conspiracies just take Pakistan to a negative direction. From space exploration to artificial intelligence, medical science, green development, and cutting-edge technologies, China's transformation from an agrarian society to an economic powerhouse of the world has reshaped the global economic landscape. With its GDP risen over 17 trillion US dollars today, Chinese journey stands as a testament to its unyielding pursuit of prosperity. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan sees China as a key factor for peace, stability, and fairness in world affairs, and I mean it, what I'm saying. China's peaceful rise has contributed to stability in global political and economic landscapes, enhanced the structure of global governance. It has strengthened the role of multilateral diplomacy and is so many positive things you can see and experience when you study the China's 75 years of growth. Importantly, China's proactive leadership in addressing climate change has galvanized international climate action. With its investments in renewable and green energy, as well as its pledge to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060, China sets a standard for sustainable development that resonates globally. Those of you who have traveled to China in the last few years, just about 7-8 years ago, when you would go to Beijing, there would be so much pollution you can see. In just 5 to 6 years, I've just been in the last 2 years few times, and I'll be going soon again, Excellency. I'll be joining President of Pakistan in his dialogue with President Xi on 7th and 8th. That's another reason why I'm here. And it's amazing. It's all clear, blue sky now in Beijing. It's really impressive that if you intend to do something, if you have a resolve, you can make it. And China has shown it. I was really happy and pleasantly surprised in such a short time, just 4 or 5 years ago, and now how Beijing, environment issue has totally disappeared. China's role as a harmonizer on the global stage is equally commendable. Rather than stoking conflicts, China has consistently worked to cultivate harmony among nations. I'm sure China could have reacted to the unreasonable tariffs levies in the recent few months. I was actually in Beijing when I read that news. I mean, imagine 25% tariff to 100% tariff. I don't know what would you write, Dr. Ikram Saab, on this, whether it is a fair play in the world or not. But that's what happened. I read in China, I was on an official visit with Prime Minister. And I couldn't believe that, this can also happen. This is nothing but politics. And unfair way to stop somebody to be achieving, which in my opinion they will achieve one day. Yes. The humbleness, the hard effort, the commitment, the dedication with which the Chinese leadership work, I don't see it's going to be too long away when they will be achieving this thing. This dedication, as I said, to peaceful coexistence is evident in its historic mediation role between, couple of countries of this global south. They have been extreme rivals. China had played a great role, and they had brought them closer. You see, this is the role of leadership. And I must compliment what China did in this region. Pakistan deeply values China's support in addressing long-standing issues, including the issue of Jammu and Kashmir, as well as Palestine. As responsible for the Foreign Ministry of Pakistan, I also assure you once again that Pakistan also is absolutely, has been, is and will always be firm on one China policy. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the past 7 decades of Pakistan-China friendship are marked by a shared history of trust, resilience, and solidarity. Born of visionary leadership and strengthened by generations of Pakistanis and Chinese alike, our friendship has flourished as an enduring partnership. And this government intends to take it to the next level, inshallah. As all-weather strategic cooperative partners, Pakistan and China have stood by each other both during times of peace and in times of difficulty. be they natural disasters, economic disruptions, or geopolitical shifts, China-Pakistan friendship has been consistent, steady, and that's why they say all weather friends. One of the most notable achievement of this partnership is the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which His Excellency, the Ambassador, has pointed out. Let me share with you the history. Pakistan was suffering by 2012, 18 hours of load shedding. I'm sure you would have forgotten by now. We have a very short memory. 18 hours in the urban areas and 20 hours in the rural areas, average. Pakistan had already held the elections 2013, May 2013. We had won the elections. And Chinese premier were visiting Islamabad, and he invited Mr. Nawaz Sharif as the obviously known to be the next Prime Minister of Pakistan. I accompanied him, and so did the current Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif. We held a meeting in Serena, Islamabad. The Chinese premier asked Mr. Prime Minister, he addressed him already, Mr. Prime Minister, tell us what can we do for you. And Mian Sahib said that please help us in getting rid of this load shedding in Pakistan. You would be amazed to know when you analyze. I can see some people here, I can see Rana Sahib is here, Mehtab is here, they all know the background. So you see the maximum investment out of the CPAC was for generation of electricity projects in the private sector. There has been a lot of malafide propaganda from the containers and otherwise. In the powers of echelon, they really believed that thing. And as a finance minister, I confronted those all. The बड़े महंगे लोन दे दिए चाइना ने, 8% लोन है. ये loans हैं, ये investment नहीं. And I confronted them. Even today, the numbers are available. The government of Pakistan, out of 34 billion of CPAC phase 1, only borrowed $6 billion US. The rest was investment loans to the private sector for the power generation projects. 3 billion for Multan Sakar motorway. It was commercially not viable, couldn't be done on BOT basis. So state has to come in. You can't have Peshawar to Islamabad motorway, Islamabad to Lahore motorway, Lahore to Multan motorway, and Multan Sakar can't be because there is not enough traffic and doesn't make commercial sense. This is where the state has to come in. So that was the sector which was financed by China under CPAC, 3 billion. The other 3 billion was the Gwadar related projects. And the average cost was less than 2%. It won't be appropriate for me to tell who the big powers I had to confront. And thanks God, with the change of government, and after spending 1 year, when people went to negotiate IMF program, then the finance minister had to make public statements in Washington. Ishaq Dar was right. It was less than 2%, and that was investment, not loans. So see, we should think of Pakistan first, and should not come to the petty politics when it comes to Pakistan. So CPAC, I think, is a wonderful gift from China. It's a flagship project of the Belt and Road Initiative of President Xi. It has not only transformed Pakistan economy by enhancing infrastructure and energy capacity, but also demonstrated that interstate relations based on mutual respect and cooperation bring substantial benefits to both nations. As a symbol of bilateral cooperation, CPAC underscores the enduring strength and depth of Pakistan-China's relationship. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan remains fully committed to expanding CPEC to its next level. In the recent meetings of Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif with the Chinese leadership in China, which I also participated, China and Pakistan have agreed to take CPEC to the next level, what we call upgradation of CPEC or CPEC Phase 2. We have to move into now the second phase, deepening our collaboration in trade, industrialization, digital technology, agriculture, and green and renewable energy investments. China offered that we can send 1,000 agri senior students to China. They can study how we can increase our yield per acre, how can we reform our agriculture following the Chinese model. So the government is totally focused and the actions are on. The shared commitment was further strengthened during the visit of, as I said, Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif in June this year, followed by recent visit of Premier Lee to Pakistan. These visits reflect our country's resolve to elevate this partnership to new levels. Now, the visit I'm referring to, after 1997, Pakistan did not have any meaningful multilateral event in Pakistan. It's not very good. Maybe one dignitary.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जजेस की तादाद में इजाफे का मामला। पार्लिमानी ज़राए का कहना है कि कौमी असम्बली में जजेस की तादाद बढ़ाने का बिल जुमे को पेश किया जाएगा। प्रैक्टिस एंड प्रोसीजर एक्ट में भी तरमीम पर मुशावरत की जाएगी। सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजेस की तादाद 17 से बढ़ाकर 23 की जाएगी। पार्लिमानी ज़राए का कहना है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट चीफ जस्टिस समेत 23 जजेस पर मुश्तमिल होगी। जजेस की तादाद में इजाफे का बिल हुकूमत की जानिब से पेश किया जाएगा। ये बिल निजी कार्रवाई के दिन बैरिस्टर दानियाल चौधरी पहले ही पेश कर चुके हैं। बिल की मंजूरी के लिए कौमी असम्बली के इजलास में जुमे तक जो है इसे मुलतवी कर दिया गया है। तरमीम शुदा शेड्यूल के मुताबिक इजलास आज ही ख़त्म हो जाना था। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के हवाले से आपको अपडेट कर दें कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जजेस की तादाद के हवाले से ये मामला है जो कौमी असम्बली में जजेस की तादाद बढ़ाने का बिल जुमे को अब पेश किया जाएगा। प्रैक्टिस एंड प्रोसीजर एक्ट में भी तरमीम पर मुशावरत की जारी है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजेस की तादाद 17 है, जिसे बढ़ाकर 23 कर दिया जाएगा। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के चीफ जस्टिस समेत 23 जजेस पर ये मुश्तमिल होगी और जजेस की तादाद में इजाफे का बिल हुकूमत की जानिब से पेश किया जाएगा। ये बिल निजी कार्रवाई के दिन बैरिस्टर दानियाल चौधरी ने पहले ही पेश कर दिया है। इस हवाले से शाकिर अब्बासी मजीद अपडेट करते हैं। नुमाइंदा कैपिटल टीवी हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। शाकिर, इस हवाले से मजीद अपडेट कीजिएगा।
देखिए, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जजेस की तादाद में इजाफे का ये मामला है और पार्लिमानी ज़राए के मुताबिक कौमी असम्बली में बिल जुम्मे के रोज पेश किया जाएगा। सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजेस की तादाद 17 से बढ़ाकर 23 की जाएगी। सुप्रीम कोर्ट चीफ